It is 6:49. This is your morning in 8 minutes. Crews continue to put out the remaining hot spots of the Hatcher Mountain wildfire in Wears Valley.
The fire is still 98% contained, covering more than 2,500 acres. More than 300 structures are affected, and evacuation orders are now lifted if people are able to go back to their homes or what's left of their homes. Meanwhile, the Millstone Gap fire in the DuPont area is 75% contained. It's burned 678 acres, and at least one structure in both Sevier and Blount counties have burned. Smoke and flames could be visible the next few days as crews are continuing to work on putting that fire out. To those who lost land and property, spent the day picking up supplies from a donation stockpile at the Sevier County Fairgrounds. And that will be open all week from 9 to 5 on weekdays and 1 to 5 on weekends. Organizers with Mountain Tough say they'll be here as long as they're needed. Sevier County officials say they do need volunteers and help spreading the word about the donation center. If you're interested in helping, we have all the information right now in the WVLT News app.
Meanwhile, on the North Carolina side of the Smokies, mandatory evacuations are underway after a brush fire sparked in the Maggie Valley area at last check. Over 50 acres are burning right now on Sheepback Mountain. So far, no one is hurt. Around 17 homes are inside that evacuation area.
And a man in Cott County is dead, shot by U.S. Marshals, according to the TBI.
The man wanted out of Virginia for a double homicide ran from officers in Cosby. They spotted him behind a home on Runyon Street. Investigators say that's when U.S. Marshals fired shots, hitting and killing him. He died at the hospital. The TBI is now investigating if the actions of the officer were justified. And also in Cott County, Sheriff Armando Fontes and a deputy will not face any disciplinary action for their second jobs with another police department.
Investigators with the comptroller's office found the deputy clocked in for both jobs multiple times, creating more than $1,200 in duplicate payments. The office also found Sheriff Armando Fontes, used his county vehicle while working for another department. The report does not say which department it was, but Sheriff Fontes confirmed to us in October that he took a second job with the White Pine Police Department. County officials say they're fixing the discrepancies, and Sheriff Fontes says he will not be running for sheriff again.
Right now, a 4-year-old girl is expected to be okay after being hit by a stray bullet while inside her home. Now, Knoxville police are trying to figure out where that bullet came from.
It happened early Sunday morning at a home on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. The bullet went through an upstairs window. The little girl went to UT Medical Center. Police say they do not believe the home was targeted and that the bullet was possibly a stray round from a nearby shooting. They're now investigating that shooting. And a court date now set for a Knoxville man after police find a missing man's body inside of his van. 25-year-old Darius Smith facing first-degree murder charges. Police say he led officers on a chase near Oldham Avenue, eventually crashing into a tree. That's when police arrested Smith and searched his van. Inside, they found 27-year-old Justin Goins' body. Investigators say Goins was shot multiple times. Smith is due back in court on April 18th. And around the world today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will tell the United Nations about what he saw in the town of Bucha. He says more than 300 people were killed and tortured before Russian forces were driven out. The U.S. and other countries now seeking to suspend Russia from the UN Human Rights Council. 2/3 of the 193 members would need to vote in favor. President Biden says Russian President Vladimir Putin should be tried for war crimes. Russian officials claim the scenes in Bucha were staged as an anti-Russian provocation. The White House is now working on a new round of sanctions against Russia. And continuing coverage this morning, the Tennessee Smokies will have to wait until 2025 to call Knoxville home. The city, County Sports Authority, and Boyd Sports say the date change is due to the supply chain issues and a volatile construction market. The original date for the team to move into the new downtown multi-use stadium was spring of 2024. If the stadium is completed early, it would be available for other events like concerts. Well, city officials hope baseball will return to Knoxville in full for the 2025 season. Work is scheduled to start on the stadium property within the next 2 months. And a proposal for a new soccer field at Harriet Tubman Park is going before Knoxville City Council tonight. The plan's a joint effort by the city, One Knoxville Soccer Club, and the U.S. Soccer Foundation. Ultimately, if it passes, a half pitch will be installed at Harriet Tubman Park, basically a smaller soccer field designed for pickup games and practices. And the City Council will also be considering several historic preservation grants this evening, along with taking a closer look at the work KUB is doing to expand solar energy. Tonight's meeting starts at 6 o'clock in the City County building. And later today, you can hear from the candidates running for the open seats in the Knox County Commission. Tonight's forum will highlight discussion on growth and development throughout the county. You can meet the candidates starting at 4 o'clock at the terminal in the Old City. The forum starts at 5 o'clock. It's free and open to the public. And around East Tennessee today, if you're looking for fresh, locally grown produce, the Farmers Association for Retail Marketing, known as FARM, is opening their market for the season today. Plenty of vendors are available. It's at United Methodist Church on Ebenezer Road in West Knoxville. It starts at 3 o'clock, goes until 6 o'clock every Tuesday.
It is 6:54. Let's get right to Whitney Turner with your first alert traffic.
Right now, your only delay is coming in from Campbell County. This road work on I-75 southbound, just south of Caryville, has southbound traffic down to 1 lane. You can see that congestion. Average speed there about 15 miles an hour. Want to use caution, expect delays if you're headed that way. But the good news is that congestion quickly clears up as you're headed toward Knoxville. You are up to speed on 40 eastbound and Alcoa Highway.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley.
6:55 on the dot. Let's run through and really add up that rainfall potential between today and tomorrow. So the key here is that we've got a couple of rounds of rain. We've got clouds coming in now. Then we're going to have a round of rain come in mid to late morning. And then we have another round this evening. And then that really third round and the most intense will be the storms late Wednesday. So adding it all up for you here, that's where maybe not as much as you might like. I know I'd love a good soaking of my garden, but it's a little choppy, ½ inch to 1 inch here in parts of the Southern Valley, Southern Smokies. You can see where a couple of the stronger storms can easily spike up some more intense rainfall, but that's still just a little more than 1 inch. A good choppy ½ to 3/4 of an inch total rainfall between today and tomorrow on the plateau. At the Tennessee-Kentucky line, here's an isolated inch right around Powell Valley to Middlesboro. Good choppy ½ to 3/4 for much of northeast Tennessee to southeastern Kentucky as well. So again, this is what we're adding up for you here. But that's the rainfall part of our story. The winds are a big part of the reason we have a first alert weather day for tomorrow. So we're just starting to add up some more breezy conditions today, more clouds, choppy cooling, 42 Sneedville to 49 Knoxville. Those clouds moving in. You've already bumped back up to 56 in Crossville. So we'll take on the clouds and we'll take on that first batch of rain late morning to midday. Zip it out of here early afternoon. Next round of rain and some storms this evening. So that's where we have that 63 midday, breezy afternoon at 68, then low 60s at 8. That first alert weather day again for Wednesday evening, highlighting those risks. Notice flooding very low. That's because it's not a lot of rain for our area as a whole. What is a lot of is a lot of wind and energy after a hot sunny afternoon tomorrow. That's what can create some of these stronger to severe storms. So if you missed that timeline, I've got you covered coming up on WBXX the CW.
All right, a good time to go ahead and download that WVLT First Alert Weather app also. Going to keep you up to date all week long. Thanks so much for joining us here on WVLT News. We're headed on over to WBXX. We want to leave you with the sunrise from Gatlinburg.